Hello again. Exactly the same process as with Alison. We have simultaneous translation on headsets. If you could raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. Gary?
We missed him. I missed him for a while.
Oh, yeah, you followed you, didn't you?
No. San. Oh, yes. I need this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello there. San Siro, first game in charge of Liverpool in the Champions League, and your birthday.
Tomorrow it is, yes.
Congratulations. Hopefully lots more to celebrate as well. How big a night will this be for you in your career so far?
Yeah, I think it's the first time that my birthday is not so important tomorrow. It's a big game, not for me, also for me, but it's a big game for us because it's the first game and it's the next game. And the next game is always the most important one, as you know. But because of the history of this, that these two teams have and the venue where it's played in, it's one to look forward to.
László Schiller from Hungarian RTL Television. Question about Szoboszlai Dominik Szoboszlai. There will be another celebration. If he plays, it will be his 50th game in Liverpool. So far, he played all 4 games full time, 90 minutes. How important is his role for you in the team?
I think all of the squad players I have, they have an important role, and he's played all 4 of them now. And every player feels more important when he plays than when he's not playing. But every squad member has his role, and during a season, all of them will play a lot because we play a lot of games. But he's been important for us, especially till now in our work when we don't have the ball. So he's been outstanding in his pressing game, and I think something that we have to work on with him is that he's also even more involved in scoring goals and creating chances for us, because I think last season he scored 3, if I remember correctly. And for an attacking midfielder at Liverpool, then his numbers needs to go up. But I'm really happy with the way he's done till now. And I'm 100% sure that if he plays in a team with so much quality around him and with the quality he has, that he will, in the end, score more goals for us as well.
Jen, here, the blue suit.
Bye.
Buonasera, mister.
Good evening, Mr. Slot. My name is Paolo Vinci. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I would like to ask you the following. You have been telling about the history of AC Milan, the history of Liverpool, great teams and great games. In this very moment, are you scared about something related to AC Milan, or are you scared by some players you would not like to see tomorrow in AC Milan?
I don't know if the translation is correct, but the word scared was used. If I was scared for some players or for AC Milan, I don't think any manager or any team is scared to play the other team, but we have a lot of respect for the quality and the players and the history of Milan. So, the first one that comes to my mind is, of course, a Dutch player, Tijani Reinders, who's done really well over here and also for the Dutch national team last week. So they have quality players. We're not scared, but we do respect all of their players because they've shown last Saturday that they're in good form, had a very good 4-0 win. So we respect Milan a lot, but scared is not the word we would use.
Yeah.
Buonasera, mister. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Good evening, and happy birthday for tomorrow. Well, you listened. I was kind of surprised before because the English colleagues are talking about a disappointment because of the because you lost the game on Saturday. Alisson said that you need to be back to a good path. Alisson said this, but you have won the first 3 games and you only lost 1. So is this disappointment that great, that big?
What did Alison say?
No, we have to put right after what went wrong. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to be better.
Not only the journalists were disappointed about the result from us against Nottingham Forest, the team and me were really disappointed as well. Although we always put it in the right perspective when we beat United, the journalists and us were really positive, of course. But I also saw things we had to improve. And last Saturday, we didn't do as many things good as we did against United, but there were still a few things that went quite well. But it was a total different game, and that's also for tomorrow. I expect a complete different game against Milan, with the type of players they have and the playing style that manager has compared to Nottingham Forest. But we should be disappointed if you lose a home game against Nottingham Forest and you play for and you work for Liverpool. If you're not disappointed, if you drop points in a home game against Nottingham Forest, then something is wrong. So 4 games, 9 points. It's a good start, but it's not a great start because then we would have had 12.
Arne, good evening. Ian Dennis, BBC Radio. In the old Champions League format, if you won your home games or got to 10 points, there was a fair chance that you would qualify. I'm just intrigued to think how many points you think might be required in this new phase, and also what are your thoughts about the revamped Champions League format?
Oh, a lot of questions in one. I think it's difficult for me to tell you now how many points are needed because it's the first time we play this competition and it's 8 games. So I was lost. I've been in Europe for a few years with my former clubs, and sometimes we went through to the next round. I think one time even with 6 points or 7 points, and we ended up number 1 in the group. So that is difficult to say before you start, but I think it's clear that if you want to end up in the first 8, you have to win a lot of games. You need a lot of points. And what I think about the format, that's also something you can ask me better in the end. The only thing I like about it, just as someone who loves to see football every night on television, is that on every night there's a nice fixture. Where in the former format, sometimes there were evenings you're like, okay, tomorrow is a nicer game than today. But now, for example, with our game tomorrow, I think everybody who loves football is looking forward to that game. So that is the positive for the person that sits at home in front of his television. Is it going to be for the players with 2 extra games? How is it going to be exciting in the end of the group stage as well? That's something that we have to find out, and I don't think anyone has the answer to that at the moment. But if you ask me these questions in a few months, I can answer it probably much better than I can answer it now. Chris?
After this defeat on Saturday, a lot has been made about rotation or lack of rotation, and especially from your teams in the past. But with the fixtures coming now thick and fast and more Champions League games, are you going to have to rotate, and should we expect to see changes in different games now going forward?
If rotation would be the reason why you don't win a game, then probably wouldn't be the first game I lost in 2024 last Saturday, because I found out indeed we didn't rotate a lot. So for me, but everybody can have his own opinion, it's too simple to put this loss on rotation. It's because I think too many players didn't reach their normal level, and that was not only the ones that started, but also the ones that came in. So for me, it had a lot to do with the playing style of the opponent, who made it really difficult for us. But in the end, if you don't win, you try to look at as many arguments as you can find. And also, I ask myself the question: okay, does it have to do with the things you said, or? But I prefer to look the game back and see what we did well, what we didn't do well, and I think we could have done a lot of things much better. That was not related towards rotation. But we would never know if I would have rotated 3 or 4 new players in, if we would have won then. But this is going to be a long answer. I think it was the day before the press conference, someone said to me, 10 of your players have started for the national team. So which ones were completely rested then? So the rotation, now I can do something about the rotation in the upcoming games because they're all with me. But before that, they were with the national team, and almost all of them played 2 times 90 minutes. So, But I think they were prepared for that. We tried to prepare them for that. And for me, this loss didn't have to do with rotation, but more to do with the opponent and us not bringing too many players, not bringing what they can bring.
Buonasera, mister.
Good evening, Mr. Slot.
Le chiedo se ci racconta perché...
Could you please tell us why did you want Federico Chiesa at Liverpool? What did you see in Federico Chiesa? What did you like about him? Will he be in the bench tomorrow?
What we like about why we brought him in and what we like about him. I always like to bring in quality players, and we believe, and I think that he's a quality player that combines quality with an enormous work rate. And the culture of this club and the culture of this team is working really hard when we don't have the ball. And I think he brings this to his game in combination with scoring goals, in combination with he can play in several positions up front. He is for the first time in our team selection. Is team selection the right word? Yeah, team selection. And since I said it's the first time he's in team selection, it would be a big surprise for him and for everyone if he would start tomorrow. I don't think you should expect that he starts, but he can make a few minutes for the first time tomorrow if we need him, and that is something we will see tomorrow. But for the first time with us, and don't expect him to be there from in the starting lineup because he's been with you for training on his own for a long time now, with us for a few weeks, have some training time. So it's too early for him to play 90, but hopefully he can make his first minutes in the upcoming fixtures.
Benvenuto a Milano.
Welcome to Milan, Mr. Slot. My name is Marco Bidi from Gazzetta dello Sport. In Italy, there is always a large debate regarding Rafael Leao, regarding his football, his style of football. You have trained great wingers, Salah, Luis Diaz, now you have Federico Chiesa and many quality players. Regarding Leao, do you think that he is already a top player, or he still has a long way to go to become one of them? Do you have something special tomorrow to stop him?
You were asking me if he's already a special player, and there's a lot of talks about him, you said. I didn't know, but that's what you told me. And I think that means that he's a top player. But because people always talk about the top players, they don't talk about the players that are underneath. We know his quality. We've studied, of course, the Milan team, and then one of the ones that catches your eye is definitely Rafael Leao. How do we try to stop him not being on his best? That's always a team performance thing. So we need to defend as a team really well to stop the likes of Rafael Leao. But they have more quality in the team and more special players than only Rafael Leao. But he's definitely one of their top players, in my opinion.
Buonasera, mister.
Good evening, Mr. Slot. A quick question regarding Mac Allister, a very important, a crucial player for you. Well, I would like to know from you whether he is included in the rotation you were mentioning before.
I have only important players, so all 23 I took to the Milan game tomorrow are very important to me and to the club. I think you saw I took him off after 60 minutes, of somewhere around 60 minutes against Nottingham Forest. That also had to do with him not playing the full 90 minutes with the national team, being out for a few days with an injury. So that had a bit to do with rotation. But I think he's able to play tomorrow again, 60 or 90 minutes, and we will see the decision I make tomorrow. But he's definitely, like the other 22, an important player for us.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.